What's up everybody, Brett here. We are back for our Kingdom Rush Frontiers Let's Play. Picking up where we left off last time. I mentioned I was going to go ahead and get 3 stars on the Port Tortuga map. I did it. Wasn't that difficult. I just needed to kind of tweak my build a little bit. And I went ahead and used Captain Blackthorn. Got him up to level 9.5. I think his looting ability gave me a ton of extra gold. And I was able to afford different towers and kind of do a bit of a different build. Also, I think in general he's just stronger than, I think I was saying his name wrong, Karkanos. I think he's just in general stronger than Karkanos. So, we unlocked the Storm Atoll, which I think we'll do on a different day. It's a very interesting, very unique map. There's really no other maps like that in the game, in any of the series actually. Today I really wanted to take a look at and focus on Dante. So we could take a brief second to look at his stats and his abilities. For those of you who've never seen him before, he starts at level 5 for us. 375 HP, no armor, really good attack damage because he is almost certainly a ranged character. I don't think I've ever played him before. I may have done it once or twice way back in the day. And he's fast. So akimbo style, he takes out his 2 guns and takes a bunch of shots. Silver bullet, true damage, very important. Very good at taking down large entity targets. Essentially an insta-kill, especially once we get it to level 3. Holy grenade for silencing spellcasters. Relic of power to get rid of 50% of an enemy's resistance. So if we're going up against enemies that have high armor or high magic resistance, this could be very good. I don't know if it's going to be 100% when it gets to the top, but hopefully it will. And then Beacon of Light to give attack damage to our nearby allies. So this could be very good with some assassins or something like that, someone who attacks quickly. And even if he dies, he still gives it, so that's pretty unique. And I think that's going to lead us into Bonesburg. Alright guys, so if you remember from the first game, Kingdom Rush, in my Let's Play series, there were a whole bunch of maps centered around zombies and the kind of overwhelming zombie horde. And this is very similar to those, but it's like tier 1 in the upcoming little kind of mini campaign that we're about to do that are centered around the undead units. And there are going to be some very cool, unique units in this. Okay. Let me go ahead and read the campaign blurb for you. And it says, "An endless night is upon us. Something wicked has awakened, plunging the area into darkness. Mindless horrors prowl the land in search of human prey. Our king has tasked you with protecting the defenseless villagers and finding out what is causing this blight. The realm needs you to battle." So Dante is pretty flavorful, I think, for taking down the undead. And we're going to get some cool little comics here. Probably one of my favorite parts about this game. So you see the little dudes dressed up trick or treat. And they're going to the archer towers, to the mage towers. And then they see this abandoned house. Alright folks, this is the good one. And then behind the door. Yeah.
I will vanquish evil.
Alright,
Bless
Dante.
me, for I have sinned.
You have to get all weird about it.
I'm the best at what I do.
Okay, so one of the really cool things about this map is we get a unique tower here. And it's called the Dark Forge. It does magic damage. 40 to 60, it has really good range. Great range. But it attacks really slowly. So, if you remember from my first Let's Play, Kingdom Rush, probably the best tower in that game is the Tesla Tower. It clears entire waves by itself. This is very similar. It's almost like a souped up Tesla Tower in the fact that you can upgrade its lightning strike so that lightning strikes will arc to an additional target dealing 50 to 70 damage. We're going to want to max this out. And the little thing is it's electrifying, just like it's like Grease. Anyway, getting the references. And Flesh Golem animates a mindless towering automaton that follows orders without question. So you'll see here this little like armless Frankenstein's monster. He'll come out and we can use him to block the lane. He's pretty strong if you upgrade him completely. We have 2 exits here that we need to be mindful of. And 2 entrances, but if you remember, zombies, skeletons, those types of units can spawn from different locations. I wouldn't be surprised if some of them come out of this church looking thing, or this house, or this graveyard. So we need to be very mindful of that. And we kind of need to choose where we're going to place our barracks first. That's usually what I lean towards doing in the beginning. This is a super important position here, and we need to be aware of that. Man, if they come out of like this location, I would be pretty aggravated. Let's try that. I think necromancy towers will be excellent against them, as well as a dwarf tower. And I think if we're going to put a dwarf tower, we certainly want one here. It's interesting. Its range isn't quite good enough until we get something like the crossbow fort. And we can rush that, and that gives us a nice spread in every direction. And then maybe get a mage tower back here. And we're certainly going to want to upgrade this. It's very expensive. 250 at this point is a lot. It may have been worth it to kind of rush this upgrade, at least one stack. But we should be fine. So we're getting 30 zombies from this one location. And we can go ahead and check out the zombie. Reanimated mindless corpses of innocent victims. Brains are all they crave. So slow speed. We'll check out their stats in this game. They were actually pretty tough in the first one. As far as like killing weak guys. Okay, here we go. So they 100% spawn from the graveyard. Good to know.
I will vanquish evil.
So Dante doesn't have like a long range. Maybe he's more of a melee fighter than he had first appeared. But no, he shoots a little bit, it's just his range is so low. And if we fail here, which is pretty unlikely, but it could, it could happen. At least we're getting experience on Dante. And I love this little buff he's giving our guys. Let's drop some fire and then call early, that way we can drop fire again if we'd like. But his silver bullet, I think, was the first shot he fired, and that seemed to have a pretty decent range on it. Oh, and then nighttime comes and they get faster. Oh no. Alright, dropping fire. Okay, there we go. Let's get at least one level of lightning strike, that'll help us. Oh, that's so cool. I was about to move him. I'm actually glad he died, because now I know that he does this. That's very cool.
There are many paths to redemption.
Awesome.
I will vanquish evil.
So he just kind of haunts the lane and boosts your guys. That's such a cool ability. We need to boost that like ASAP. Oh, we get another new enemy here. So the ghouls, the ravenous flesh-eating undead, they hunt in packs. So they cannibalize victims and they have fast speed. So that kind of makes me want to upgrade to footmen to keep these ghouls. We have pretty decent attack and low armor. We can keep them from crushing our guys and then healing off of them. But at the same time, I feel like we really need to at least get one more level of that. This crossbow fort is doing a lot of work. And I would also like to get a necromancy tower, perhaps in this position, but it's also another great position for a dwarf. We just don't quite have the gold here to do everything we want to do.
I'm the best at what I do.
Get a wizard's tower here. Nearly got it. The idea is to get it to the point where it's like two-shotting the zombies. Let's block them up a little bit. And we don't really like leaking like that because it prevents our lightning from arcing further down the wave.
There are many paths to redemption.
And And so here we have kind of an option. I think we're going to get the Necromancer Tower, just because the zombies are such easy prey for us, that being able to turn them into skeletons, which further block the lane. Maybe a bit of a bad cast, but the fire hopefully will take them out. Okay, now we should be able to start getting skeletons. Yeah, there we go. And that'll help block the lane quite nicely. And let's get our third upgrade of that. And we'll certainly be upgrading it so that we have the flesh golem as well. It's pretty good. It gets stronger as you upgrade it. The tier 3 I think does something special, but I don't remember what it is. I just remember he comes out and he's armless, and then he just kind of bites at people. Okay, so there's some flyers coming down now. And we'll check them out in a second. Let's see what they are. They're bats. So giant winged creatures made out of shadows. They stalk the night and search for prey. We can bring Dante up here. Okay, no, they're going the other way. How much health do they have? Not a lot of health. They're very squishy. That's good. Oh, does this not hit air? That kind of sucks. Let's try and get another Necromancer Tower. I think that's going to be very good for us. We can drop some fire if we think we're getting overwhelmed a bit. The idea here is not to leak. And luckily Dante is also a ranged character, so he's helping us. And we didn't go too heavy on the artillery, so we're fine. So just some free gold. And I think a good strategy here is just to clog this map with skeletons. Get some pestilence for wave clear, death riders to boost them. And Dante actually buffs the skeletons. So that's a nice little kind of unexpected synergy. Ooh, that's tempting. Instead, let's start buffing this. Alright, that worked well. Yeah, and they do come out of the church, so I'm kind of paying attention now. They come out of there, they come out of there. I don't know where they come from here. Or do they come out of here? I don't know. I need to pay more attention to exactly where their like spawn points are so that I can pinpoint where I want to put my barracks. It's pretty important. And we can go ahead at this point and get the flesh golem. 500 HP, and we're buffing him a little bit, but he also has low armor. Yeah, very happy that we now have tier 3 here, because just look how overwhelming these zombies are. Let's drop some fire, hope to get some good placement on different parts of the map. And I think now is the time we really need to get a dwarf as soon as possible. The skeletons are really helping us. They're not very strong, they can't fight these zombies at all. We just really need to hold them back long enough for our ranged towers to do that damage. And you see here he's biting them. And if we upgrade them, so he gets new arms that deal extra damage. So he gets like a bit of an attack. I think it's like an AoE kind of attack. And here we go, we finally got the dwarf. So that's excellent. And I think we're confident enough we can call early here. And we have a new enemy, so werewolves. Once formidable warriors, now crazed with bloodlust. Fast speed, high damage, and health regeneration. They have those in the first game as well, and they are in fact pretty scary. These are the weaker ones, but there are some later on that are going to be a little bit harder of an enemy to fight. I think we can do something like this. What's really scary about them is that they can turn your guys. They can turn them into werewolves, is what I mean by that. I realize that wasn't very clear. But yeah, they can turn you into werewolves, and the next thing you know, your entire like group of footmen is running for the hills, turned into werewolves, and then turning on your other guys, and it can snowball in that way. Dante's almost level 7, so we're barely like halfway through this this particular stage, and he's already just about 2 levels up. So that's very good. And I think we really want to get this artillery up, especially even just to get it to tier 3 so we can get that extra range. And he does have silver bullets. You think that'd be pretty good against werewolves. And we can place our reinforcements here, and you'll see how they're taking shots, but they're not necessarily engaging in combat, which is very good because their range DPS is higher than their melee DPS, if I remember correctly. And the dwarps are getting stuns, which is why we love them. It doesn't happen every time, but when it does happen, it's a pretty powerful ability. There we go. So we'll get our dwarf up soon. And then we're definitely going to want to get the, what do you call that, furnace blast on it as well. But yeah, these skeletons are just buying us so much time.
I will vanquish evil.
We can get Dante down here to buff our dudes. And now the dwarf is online. Just clear this out. There's no reason to take any chances. And we can buff our Frankenstein's monster. Yeah, they're magic resistant. I should have realized that. Are we gonna leak? No way. Get over here, get over here. Okay. Drop some fire. They're definitely trying to overwhelm us with these bats. Oh god, I thought I had moved him. No. Okay, that was close. Okay. Yeah, that was a close one, guys. So look at his arms. So now he still has the same attack. Actually, he has higher attack damage. He has better armor, but the same HP is what I was trying to say. And there we go. So now we have double furnace blast, and I think here we want to get Falconer. Make our dwarps have huge range. Oh, this is a new enemy. Okay, so if you watched the first Kingdom Rush series, you know what the abominations do. Giant flesh golems made out of mutilated limbs and bodies of many creatures. So slow speed and they explode on death. They're huge damage sponges, and if you let them get into melee with you, they hurt. They hurt really bad. So I think he put a pretty big shot on him. They have no resistances other than low armor. So
bless me, for I have sinned. I'm the best.
They go down pretty quickly. But you just don't want them in melee with your footmen if you can help it. And that's kind of why we have an extra group here.
Bless me, for I have sinned.
You'll watch them explode and they'll kill our guys. Get some knights. The knights I think can help beat the ghouls, but the footmen really weren't doing anything. Man, it sucks. His range isn't long enough even to kind of shoot across this. And we're going to let them group up a little bit, and then we're going to drop some fire on them. We need that extra upgrade so that we can influence this dwarf here. And our range is going to be pretty enormous, but we just don't quite have it yet. Let's try and block them up. There we go. So now this dwarf tower has huge range. It's going to be hitting everything that comes down. And this is also honestly a pretty great enemy for the core drill, but the core drill is just such an expensive upgrade.
Reinforce! There are many paths to redemption.
And we could probably look to get an axe thrower here. Yeah, just to have the versatility. We may want to get the totem of weakness. Oh, look at all these dudes. Let's blow them up before they get too far. And we could even get ourselves a stronger Frankenstein's monster. He just died, unfortunately we weren't able to save him. We can summon early and we can drop some fire. Feels good. And there he goes. You see now he has these mecha arms. Same damage, but he has like area attacks and stuff now, which are very good. And yeah, let's get some Crusaders. Increase their health. And they'll actually be able to survive the explosions. Get some stronger furnace blasts. Really should be getting some pestilence as well, I feel. Let's get him online. Oh, Dante went down. Oh no. We can get some knights there. Really cool. Even his portrait changes. Okay, what else are we doing? We can get a bunch of these. We don't want them to group up too hard because this is kind of what the explosion is meant to punish from the abominations. If you group up too hard with, you know, lots of barracks units, you're going to get punished pretty hard. I don't think we need to quite upgrade that just yet, but we can come down here and put him there. Seems pretty good. But I think what we're missing, we want to get a battle mecha and put it about here. It'll be great at clearing waves, it'll be great at dealing with air. Dante went down again, unfortunate. Gotta watch that a little bit better. There we go. Battle mecha online. And everything is so slow, the waste disposal would actually be a pretty valid option here, I feel. We're going to get him the wasp missiles. Nice. And now I would kind of like to focus on getting pestilence. These are the types of maps where pestilence is a really good ability. So zombie walk, destroy 100 zombies under a full moon. So that's what they call this effect here, the full moon. And we can just drop some fire on this grouped up bunch of abominations. Just get a bunch of pestilence everywhere. There are no spellcasters, so we don't need to get the silence effect. So this is wave 15. Get barrage there. And we can get another set of tribal axe throwers. Just a little extra DPS. That wouldn't have been a bad position to get early on, just to help kill a few of the bats. So make sure that we wouldn't get swarmed. We're missing out on some experience here, unfortunately. But those units are very dangerous to be around. I think it's probably pretty easy to see how strong the Necromancer towers are against zombies. And there we go. We did it. Give me those stars. And we can go ahead and check out what the next map is. Desecrated Grove. Ooh, I remember this one. This one's a tough one. But anyway, guys, I think that's where we're going to leave it for today. We're we're getting near the end of this game, so it's going to be like one level at a time. I think that's fine. Unless I start getting like huge support for this game all of a sudden near the end. I think this is a good slow pace to kind of do it at. Lets us really focus on one hero at a time, the level itself, and if we need to restart, do different things, we can. So, but like before we go, let's go ahead and level Dante. What would have been really useful there? I think this might be one of his best abilities. Let's get that to tier 3. It felt really underwhelming when he did it, because he only shot a few shots and it barely even killed a zombie. So I think this is fine. And then we can also max out his silver bullet. So 320 true damage seems very good. That'll take out something like a werewolf. Yeah, that's great. Okay. And whether or not we go back here, or even check out the Dark-like Depths, I'm not quite sure yet. But either way, it's going to be fun, guys. I hope you enjoyed Bonesburg, and I hope you enjoyed all the other previous videos that I've put out. Not my most successful series so far. I have some others on the channel that are doing great, but I'm going to keep playing this because I love the games. And there's 2 more games to play, so we could end up making this like a 4-part Kingdom Rush playthrough, and to me that just sounds super fun. So once again, guys, my name is Brett. My channel is Good Talk Gaming. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you subscribe. Yeah, tripping over my words a little bit. I hope you subscribe if you haven't already. Hope you liked the video if you did enjoy it. And I hope to see you in the next one. Take care, guys.